Hi everybody, this is Beth in Texas with Weigh In Wednesday. And of course you want to call me Beef in Texas for this kind of video. I weighed in this morning at 198 pounds. That means I lost 2 pounds this week. Yay me! Exercise. Okay, before I made this video I took a walk, a brisk walk, and my walk was a little over a mile. I know some of you saying, well, I do 5 miles, I'll do 6 miles, I'll do this. Well, I just started, so be proud of me for my 1 mile. And it's a little over a mile because the loop that I take is a mile, and then there's the path back and forth to my house too. So it's a little over a mile. There's a website that I'm figured out that it's a mile. I will put the link down below here. I can't remember what it's called, but it's for joggers to map out their route to know how far they've gone. And it's free if you sit through the ads, and then you can also be a paying member and pay to not have the ads. But I figured since once I have it mapped out, I don't really need to go back again. So, but that's up to you if you want to use it or not. I want to talk about diet. I've got a lot of suggestions. Oh, Beth, you should do this and you should do that, and I mean, I'm all for suggestions, and that's quite all right, but don't be offended if I don't take your suggestions. I'm a person that if I do anything to the extreme, I will not stick with it. It just won't happen. The all raw diet, I think, was what Shay's downfall was. He jumped in the all raw diet with both feet and didn't stick to it because it was an extreme diet. And the no carbs diet is another extreme in the other direction, where you eat all meats and everything. And I really am a proponent for balance, all things in moderation. A good diet to follow for all things in moderation will be the diabetic food exchange diet. So you can have the things that you love, you just have to count it as your dessert portion and your fat portion, your bread portion, and that sort of thing. And when you start it, you want to keep a little chart of what you've eaten and how much you've eaten, just to give you an idea of how you've been eating. That music in the background is my phone ringing. I'm ignoring it. My answering machine will come on in just a minute, so I'm going to pause. Apparently, nobody left a message, so there's no need for that. Boy, my tripod, it's got a screw loose, so my camera keeps tilting. All right, back to my points. Okay, all things in moderation. That's what it was. Okay, so what I do is when you start your diabetic food exchange diet, you want to keep a chart of everything you eat just for a week or so that you realize how much you're really eating of each food and what you're missing out on, and it's just a good way to educate yourself on what your habits are. The first week I did it, I didn't change my diet at all. I just kept a record of everything I ate to see how close or far away I was from the diet, and I was really far away from it. So, and then the second week I did it, I planned ahead and I ate the things that were listed. You get so many, let's say you get so many bread exchanges, so many meat exchanges, and they call them protein exchange. So you get a better idea of what you're eating. And as far as meat portions go, after you do it for a while, then you kind of figure out what you don't want to measure and weigh everything everywhere you go, and you want to be able to go to a restaurant or to an event that serves food. I know we had a group from church that we would meet, and everybody bring a covered dish, and so you want to know what you can and can't have and how much of it you can have for when you go to things like that. So I'll talk about meat portions. Okay, man, I'm sinking away from this camera. Let me raise my chair up a little. There, that'll help. There we go. It was like I was getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You know. Anyway, the meat portions, if you look at your hand, everybody's got different size hands, but your hand, size of the palm of your hand, reflects the size of your body. And so if you choose your meat portion to be the size of your hand, then you'll be getting the right amount of meat. I started out doing that per meal, but now I'm trying to do that amount for the whole day, for that amount of meat. Now you have other protein sources like beans and rice and peanut butter and things like that. So you can eat less meat but still eat meat. So you're still not giving up. If I love hamburgers, so I'm not giving up my hamburgers. I'm just eating less of them. And you also want to choose a better portion of meat, something that's leaner. You just, and you cook it. So that I like the George Foreman grills, the contact grills, that when you close the grill lid, it squeezes the juices out of it so that all that fat runs away from the meat. Another thing that's good to eat, instead of putting iceberg lettuce on your hamburgers or on your sandwiches or in your salads, get raw spinach. I've learned that raw spinach, the number of calories in raw spinach is less than what it burns. So in other words, if you only ate raw spinach, you'd be burning more calories than what you're taking in. So I'm not saying eat just raw spinach, but you add it to it and it burns more calories, and you get that really good iron in your diet, and you get the good nutrients in that. And when you eat your vegetables, you want to eat as close to the way God grew it as possible. So if you can't handle raw foods, I know some people that it affects their digestion and gives them gas and things like that if you eat raw. So eat it steamed, so it's al dente instead of raw, if you can't eat it raw. For me, I have a problem with fresh vegetables because they will spoil before they all get eaten. So what I do is I'll buy frozen vegetables and steam them. So they have more nutrients than canned vegetables. So you kind of go and eat your vegetables. I know some people don't like vegetables, but eat your vegetables. So that's kind of how I'm doing with my diet and my exercise, and I hope this inspires you to stick to it too. I do have a confession to make. There is something I'm not doing that I should be, and it's really hard to remember to do it, so I need to put it out where I can remember to do it, and that is taking my blood glucose readings several times a day and my blood pressure several times a day, because I am diabetic, but I'm controlling it with diet, but I still need to check my glucose. And if it's high, then I drink a lot of water and exercise to bring it down again. And as far as the blood pressure, then I have to really pay attention. Does the stuff that I'm eating have salt in it? Am I having too much caffeine? I did cut out soft drinks. For the most part, I do drink some Diet Right cola once in a while. It's got Splenda instead of sucralose or aspartame. Aspartame is some nasty stuff, I tell you. So you kind of have to watch that kind of stuff. So yeah, I really need to get back to doing. So when I do my next weigh-in Wednesday, I want you to keep leaving comments saying, hey, check your glucose and your blood pressure, because next weigh-in Wednesday, I'm going to tell you what my glucose reading is and what my blood pressure is. Now, I have to do it several times a day, not just once a week, but at least if you remind me once a week, it helped me remember. So, yeah, tell me in my next weigh-in Wednesday, did you check your glucose? Did you check your blood pressure? It will help me. And I appreciate all the support, all the suggestions, and even if I'm not following the same diet you are and you still want to leave suggestions, that's quite all right, because I will use the recipes for some of the all raw diet foods and some of the Atkins foods and things like that. So I'm rambling now, so I'll see you next week, and happy weight loss. Bye-bye.